This is Tamara from mooglyblog.com, and in this video I'm going to demonstrate padded single crochets. Now this is a reader request. I hadn't actually heard of this stitch before, so I had to do some research, and I was able to find two instances of it in two different books where it was used in very different patterns. So I want to demonstrate what I've been able to learn about it. Basically, it's worked as a normal single crochet, and it's a lot like a spike stitch, but you're only going to be working one row down. So when you work a padded single crochet, you're working over the previous row of stitches. And here I've just got a row with some single crochets, half double crochets, and double crochets, so I can demonstrate that it's the same no matter what kind of stitch you're working over. And of course, whatever kind of stitch you're working over is determined by the actual pattern that you're making. So let's go ahead and get started. Whether or not you're going to chain one, again, just depends on the pattern you're working, what it tells you to do. I'm going to go ahead and skip that here, and I'm going to go into the base of the first stitch that I made in the previous round, which is actually the last one. Of course, I've turned. This stitch could be worked in the round or in rows, doesn't seem to matter. I'm going to go ahead and pull it up a loop and work a single crochet. And that's really about all there is to it. Let me keep making a few more here. Go right into the base where the previous stitch was worked there. I shouldn't say that. Let me rephrase that. Go into the base of the next stitch of the previous round. That's it. Insert your hook, pull up a loop, and yarn over. So with this, you're not gaining a lot of height. You can see you're maybe just a little bit taller, but what you're doing is adding thickness. This is actually a very puffy stitch. And with playing with it, one of the things I really like about it is that unlike a puff stitch, which is also of course puffy, you don't have the looseness of the strands. This is a lot more solid. It's not going to snag or come apart as easily as a puff stitch might. So it's a really interesting technique, and I think it could have some really neat applications. Of course, it also has a slightly different look. You can see the two strands from each stitch coming up over the stitch before it. But of course, each time it's just a single crochet. But like a spike stitch, you'll want to pull that loop up high enough so it doesn't completely squish the stitch beneath it, unless of course that's the look you want. It's the great thing about crochet. You can play with it, try different things, and get the look you're going for. So at this point, I'm going all the way over double crochet. So I'm pulling those loops up nice and high. But you can see I'm really just making single crochets. And there is a row of padded single crochets. I'll show you from the top here. You can see we've got a row of V's, so if we needed to work into those again for the next row, we could. It looks about the same from behind as it does from the front. And it's got a really nice squish to it. So that's padded single crochets. Thanks so much for watching, and don't forget to subscribe if you like our channel.